So we said that we won't talk about a possible takeover or merger or whatever about the company, right? So we're not going to talk about that. That's one thing for sure. Now, what I do want to know...
That's an interesting way of opening that question, and so I'm really looking forward to this one.
I got one more dollar in my pocket. I got 3 more blunts to cruise. Hey yo, homie, what's poppin'? Too many thoughts for my mind to choose. I got one more dollar in my pocket.
Yet another company who is really into the accessory markets since many years is Imtradex Communications. We're speaking to Ralf Kudernak, and Ralf is the CEO of Imtradex. And Ralf, it's good to talk to you. It's already, it's 5 o'clock. It's at the end of the show, day 2, right?
Yes, it is.
So you have had a lot of talks. You must be tired. So we cut this short, but very interesting. You and I understand that this world is enormously changing. The way of the new systems that are out there, the new way of communications. I can imagine you're really thinking about what's next.
Yeah, we do. I think, I would say it is extremely changing, and what for Imtradex is that we are focusing more and more on niches, which are having a true potential of secure communication. It's not only the BOS business, how we say it here in Germany, and the next thing is, and you can see it on our booth, because we are working together with companies very close in a real partnership, which also are making their business in niches. And I think for European companies in the future, it might be a real important factor is saving resources. And working in a partnership, and everybody has his experience and bring that together.
And that company, what you were talking about, is Invisio, right? And that's a company has their record sales, actually last year. It's growing enormously. So that's a good example for Imtradex as well, right? So how they do it.
We can learn.
Yeah, well, you can learn from each other. So the marriage is still good.
The exhibition marriage is still
good.
The
exhibition marriage, yeah.
Since years.
Kasper Barfoed, Group VP of Sales at Sepura. Kasper, now we have seen at the show a lot of companies going further into public safety solutions like control room intelligence. Now I know, not such a long time ago, you have released the SC 2020, capable of doing a lot of great stuff, but I haven't seen a lot of further development from Sepura on that specific basis. Can you tell us a little bit more where you're looking at? What is the focus on Sepura besides the fact of delivering systems, some applications and radios?
Well, let's first remind each other where we are here. We're at the PMRExpo in Cologne in Germany, and this is to an extent quite a German-centric event, but it has become more international. So really, the key audience here, and this is one of the most important audiences for the Sepura group, which is pretty much the core of the legacy Sepura business, the old Sepura business. This is public safety in, let's say, Western Europe, and our role that we've been playing in this market, and the key role we're still playing, is one of the top, or probably the #1 supplier of subscriber equipment or terminals or radios. So the focus here, the focus at this event, is much more on subscriber equipment than it is on control room applications and systems applications.
So would that mean that if this was another show, you would show different kinds of solutions?
Definitely. If this had been a show in Brazil, where we are the leading supplier of public safety infrastructure for police and security services and federal highway police, we would certainly be talking a lot more about control room. But it's really not, let's say, a market that we're addressing in this part of the world, which has to do with legacy. And maybe in 1 or 2 years when we meet here again, we're going to have a lot of control room things, but where we see the key opportunity based on our core competencies at the moment is certainly on the subscriber side, as you mentioned with SC20, with all you can do with that radio, and maybe we have some more things up the sleeve in the short term.
So more things up the sleeve. Let's dig into that a little bit, because I had something in my head while you were talking. There was something I wanted to ask you. Okay. So we said that we won't talk about a possible takeover or merger or whatever about the company, right? So we're not going to talk about that. That's one thing for sure. Now, what I do want to know...
That's an interesting way of opening that question, and so I'm really looking forward to this one.
Do you think if it would become a merger between two companies or a takeover, that cultural differences are a very big driver if a deal goes on, yes or no?
Well, as you know very well, we have made an acquisition about a year and a half ago where Sepura acquired Selectric to become the Sepura Group. We've made other acquisitions, a Finnish company, another British company, an Austrian company. So I think I can say generically, and based on my experience from the past 4 years with the activities within the Sepura Group, let's say addressing cultural differences when you are integrating two companies is a massive challenge, and it's key to making things work.
No more words. No more talks about mergers and takeovers.
In the dark, like a bullet aimed straight to the dark, writing some marks. My mind keeps creating the spark, stopping your heart so quick, like the ambient dip. I was chill fast asleep, like a baby in the crib, coming up like the curtain. Write it down like Pee Wee Hermit, from urban to Vernon Church, know the better version of perfect.
But Oelmann was the first with the TETRA pager. Now, Igor, you must have seen a big opportunity some time ago. When was the first TETRA pager released?
It was 205. Right together with all of the page.
2005.
European TETRA comes with the pager, yeah.
So did you foresee a big opportunity then, or were you too early?
No. We did the pager, right? Then with the big contract. So we've got everything. We've got the success right with the first issues. Yeah.
Okay, so from that contract, did you get a lot of other business?
You.
So these manufacturers coming now with the TETRA pager, they're a little bit behind, right?
Yeah.
Paging is hot. Motorola pager, we have Airbus Defence and Space pager, all about TETRA, Swiss phone with pagers, Oelmann pagers. We get TPL Systems, one of the first companies with a TETRA pager on the market.
That's correct, and we still have the best model with the best features within the market.
The best model with the best features within the market.
Yeah, we are quite confident that we will be always a step further in terms of service, in terms of future.
Well, it's okay. That's a kind of bold statement. That's interesting to know. Then I would like to know, how do you do that? So yeah, but that's basically it. TPL is already working on this TETRA pager for many years, and it seems that some other companies recognize the fact that there's still a market. It's a small market though, but it's still interesting, and that's what actually happening right now, is it?
That's correct. It's a niche market, and it can be also a market of development in certain public safety or certain industrial plants that can be in the future better represented than it is today. Today it's quite niche market everywhere, but maybe in the future it can be a more consequent market.
They didn't tell me that they were working on the new TETRA pager. Maybe they are they?
No. The TETRA pager is by TPL is quite different from the other TETRA pagers in the market, thanks to a specific feature. Of course, it's a TETRA two-way pager, but it's also a GSM two-way pager. When you are inside TETRA coverage, you can use at your convenience only TETRA or TETRA plus GSM, and when you are out of TETRA coverage, you still have the possibility to be alerted by GSM and to respond to that alert.
So is that different than the other brands?
It's quite different from a lot of other brands because not all the TETRA device that you have on the market offer that functionality, and it's a key functionality regarding with TETRA coverage and possibility to alert out of TETRA coverage today.
So Jose stays ahead with TPL of the competition, and if you have a pager, you need an operator, and that's a gentleman who's an operator or runs an operation for a paging network in Germany, right?
Right.
If we go back to the TETRA paging, for example, I've seen a lot of TETRA paging pagers here, new pagers from Oelmann that were one of the first TETRA pagers on the market.
TETRA has a lot of advantages, but they don't have the advantage of point-to-multipoint, and to serve at the same time thousands of firemen, for instance, in the time we need for that. We believe that the development will go in this direction, not to have all applications on one network, but to have the networks, the services in one device.
But there's one important thing. Paging is, some people think that paging is at the end of life, you know, you don't need paging anymore, but that's not true, is it?
Yeah, no, even more if you ask me, of course, I should answer.
That's an easy question.
We see it from the revenues, we see it from the customers, and we see it from the footprint, even in the social media, that a lot of applications we didn't see before now came up because you can't put all on one card for the life. You can't bet on all your smartphone things. Not having a backup for that, and therefore you need professional networks, and that's we are the platform.
He was popping, too many thoughts from